And then I took a step back and said, I'm willing to try because I love you that much.
Like, I love you.
I love you too.
When you know,
I do
you
love
know. But you're saying, like, I love you, but not enough.
I'm not saying I don't.
Didn't I tell you guys that Jimmy would break up with Chelsea because of that friend thing that she chose to divulge on national TV that Jimmy told her was confidential and shouldn't be brought up? I told you guys this because the moment she did that, she proved to Jimmy that she cannot be a safe space. And men always preach about wanting a woman to be their safe space. And the moment she did that, she completely took away the idea of her being his safe space. So, how could you really be in a relationship or a marriage with a woman that is proving that she cannot be your safe space? It literally makes zero sense. And to be honest with you, I understand where Jimmy is coming from. You know, perhaps one can say, oh, a safe space can be built. But I don't think that is the case. It's either you're a safe space and know what to say when you guys are at a disagreement, or you're not. And the first time, second time, third time, fourth time you argue, the first thing you do is throw out his insecurities or his secrets in his face. So I completely understand Jimmy's decision. It's amazing that he didn't say it was her insecure nature that completely turned him off. But it is what it is. I thought his reasoning was justified, and I don't think they're a very good match because she needs to work on herself. Like, she has issues that I feel like she needs to deal with before entering into a serious relationship that could lead to marriage. Because marriage is not about what the other person always does wrong. It's also about what you're doing wrong, and your inability to acknowledge your wrongdoing. It speaks a lot to the fact that you're unwilling to want to change to make the relationship work. You only want the other partner to change because that's the only issues you see, not realizing that you contribute to the issues as well. I also made mention to the fact that with Chelsea, it appeared that from the very beginning, she was actually sabotaging her relationship. As much as what we saw from Chelsea seemed to be like almost counterproductive, like she wants him so bad and wants the relationship to work so bad that her antics, instead of bringing them closer, was pushing him away. So every argument they had, it appeared that they resolved it and that they got closer together. But in actuality, all those arguments really did was push Jimmy away little by little. And I feel like secretly that is what, maybe indirectly, maybe subconsciously, without her really paying attention to her actions, that is what she was doing. Because she's always been afraid. She's always been very frightened of Jimmy's final choice. She never felt like she was good enough for him to choose her over and over again. So she kept testing him, and he kept trying to prove that, yes, I still want you, I still want to be with you, until she crossed the big boundary and he's like, okay, I'm no longer doing this with you, I've really tried. And to be honest, I saw him really trying. Like, I really can't fault him. I don't understand all the hate he's getting, because I really felt like out of all the men, he actually really tried. So that's my 2 cents on that. It might be an unpopular opinion since everybody wants to hate Jimmy for some odd reason, just because he did not think that she looked like Megan Fox and assumed that he only picked her because of that, when really and truly he picked her because he got along with her more than he got along with Jessica. But anyways, that's not my business. Let's move on.
For me to say I do. But I want you to know that I'm rocking with you. I just don't think it's responsible for me to say I do at this point when I still need work. I still need to get to the point where I'm 100% in. And
I knew this would happen. Everybody knew this would happen. Everybody was anticipating her getting disappointed at one point or the other. And unfortunately, it happened to be on the altar while she's laid her cards down and said she does, and anticipating his response, and he essentially says he can't. I think no one is shocked, nobody's surprised. I feel like the moment Clay saw AD, he's been trying to find an out for him to leave and not come across as an a-hole on TV. That has proven to be a very difficult task, and he's stuck it out, but I don't think he's done it because he wants to. I think he's done it because of how it would look if he didn't stick it out. He's been telling AD for the longest while, I'm a horrible person, I might cheat on you, my dad was horrible, I might follow in his footsteps, please leave me, please find somebody else. And AD is like, nope, I'm gonna stick beside you. Because the thing about these men, these cowardice types of men, is that they're gonna wait for you to leave them so that it becomes on you, so that they can always say, oh, she left me, so they don't come across as an a-hole. But nothing in that relationship really showed us that he wanted it. Also, men that are this cowardice, I wanted to say that men like Clay will still give you a little bit of breadcrumbs, a little bit of hope. Oh, you're there for me. You're my ride or die. I appreciate you. They'll say these things to these women, and these women will latch onto these words and feel like these men are in it too, when really they're just saying that because they're supposed to say it, and it makes them sound good. It makes them sound like they want the relationship. But there were so many red flags that proved otherwise that AD chose to ignore. But what is shocking is somebody posted like receipts of marriage certificates, and they said that both AD and AD Clay, that other couple, Jimmy and what's her name, Chelsea, were both married. So I'm confused. Did they go ahead and marry after this, or later down the line? I have no clue. I guess we'll see on the reunion what took place during their union. So let's see. So it's really sad watching AD cry and really break down. It's really embarrassing to tell somebody I do and for them to tell you that they cannot reciprocate. But it was really weird, the interaction when Clay came into the dressing room and they're kissing and they're doing this and that, and I'm like, super clear that AD still loves him, but she knows what she has to do, which is separate herself from him and let that die where it died. There's no need to really resurrect that. I feel like if he was ready and he felt like she was the right one, he would marry her. And she's right. There's no reason to force anybody to do anything, because at the end of the day, even if he does do it based on bending to your will, it would still end in a disaster, because that's not something that he genuinely wanted to do.
Your past and things that you witness is part of your DNA, it's part of your inside. And if you don't get freaking help, you bring that shit into the next thing. So the fact that he did this process, he wants to be in a long-term relationship. He wants that.
Tell him meet somebody like you.
Huh?
I met you, tell him meet somebody like his mom.
Yeah, but you met me, but you wasn't good to me.
So this confrontation that happened between Clay's mom and his dad was really powerful, and it was heartbreaking, because what it allowed us to see and pay attention to is the fact that Your parents' trauma oftentimes affect you indirectly in ways that you may not pay attention to until you stop, you look back and you assess your behavior and you realize or question, why am I doing this? And you're pretty sure pretty soon come to the realization that what you saw growing up influenced the decisions that you made and the things that you chose to do. I'm not saying that it should be used as an excuse. What it should be used as is a manner for you to determine what not to do, not bring it into your relationship and make it seem like, oh, this is what I saw, and make excuses. You knew it was wrong when you saw it. So why not be the change? Why bring that hurt down onto your children? And in this case, we saw how Clay took it on and it bothered him and it messed him up and all of that. And his feelings are valid. I just don't know why he came on this show knowing he was messed up and he was not ready to be in a relationship. Or is it that he just didn't want to be in a relationship with AD? But either way it goes, I'm happy the mom was like, yeah, you met me and you were not good to me, right? So meeting a good woman doesn't automatically make men change. It proves that men have to want to change for themselves, okay? And it also was proven with Clay. All right, even though Amber was the best, most amazing partner, he still felt like he wasn't ready. The way his ex-wife checked him was gold. I also didn't see any accountability from the dad. I only saw excuses. So I hope that he takes accountability for his actions and he apologizes to his son for what his son had to witness, for the state of affairs with his son right now, questioning marriage. Because as the mom said, if what you grew up to witness in a marriage was lies and infidelity, it is something that I'm pretty sure has to tint your idea of what marriage is, so I'm hoping he takes accountability and apologizes to both his ex-wife and his son and vows to be a better person. I mean, you're in your old age. How long are you gonna keep doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Look at how Kevin Samuels was unalived without anybody there to check on him, to take care of him, and he ended up passing away from something that could have very well been preventable. Because one thing we know about wives is they tell their husbands, go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. Who knows where he would have been if he was married and properly loved and taken care of by a woman. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that. You guys, not this couple making me cry. I never cry. But it was so beautiful, the exchange between Chelsea and her father, and him being so very proud of her and trusting her and believing her when she says she loves Jimmy, and the inclusion of her grandparents that passed away. It was just all too much, too touching. It goes from the heartbreak I feel for Amber Desiree to the complete joy that I feel for Chelsea and Jimmy. And I guess it's the magic of editing, you guys, but I loved it. It was just amazing.
Amy and Johnny, now is the time to decide if love is blind. Will you get married and commit to face life together, or will you walk?
I do.
Very best every day to create a loving, healthy, and happy marriage.
I do.
With the power vested in me, it is my honor to now pronounce you man and wife. You may seal your vows with a kiss. Ladies and